They've tamed the Tigers, now can they tackle their old tenants? I'm George Riley, this is Touchline. Hello again, welcome to Super League Touchline. I'm back after a couple of weeks away to grow a beard, and here we are at the I-Pitch, the Halton Stadium, the home of the Widnes Vikings, to check on the preparations ahead of the visit of St Helens. Plus there's this lot. There's the best of the action and reaction from the second international origin match. Our top 5 tries from last weekend. Steve Menzies answers your questions in Tweetline. And there's all the build-up from the Stobart Stadium ahead of Widnes versus Saints. Now, England may have picked up their first international origin victory at Langtree Park a couple of weeks ago, but it was the Exiles who clinched the series at the Gal Farm on Wednesday night.
I think you're one of only 2 of the Exiles players with a 100% winning record intact.
That's good. A good one to sit out the first game, you reckon? No, it's good. We had a lot to prove tonight to ourselves, you know, and to everyone watching it. I don't think a lot of people gave us any chance. So, you know, great bunch of blokes here. Best thing about this week is that everyone wanted to be here, and there was, you know, some guys told their coaches that had a couple of niggles, but they really wanted to play, and it showed a lot of pride and a lot of passion for what we believe in.
You say, you know, everybody wanted to kind of be here and showed a lot of pride and passion and prove people wrong. What do you mean by that, prove people wrong?
Oh, you know, there's a couple of comments in media this week that, you know, that England are way better than the side we put out here, and you know, but we had a lot of faith in ourselves, in our own ability, and playing alongside each other. And when you're playing for something as big as your country, you know, you're going to play well. And thankfully, we went out there and did a good job.
It was fast early on, and you know, we were in grinds there for a long time, long minutes of the game, and our boys hung in there. I was blowing a fair bit, so it's a hard game.
Yeah, lucky charm, right? I mean, we hadn't been together since Sunday night. I mean, we didn't even have a team, so I'm just lucky we pulled off the swing. But in saying that, England, you know, they tried out the young blokes, so you know, it's hard to pick from there.
You enjoy it out there?
Yeah, I mean, I love playing the game, so even to play with these guys here is even better.
Kylie and Brett came back into the side. They've both got 100% wins with the Exiles. How important are them? You can't buy experience like that, can you?
You can't buy desire either, you know. We lost Brett first game, and he was quite disappointed and devastated not to be a part. And he's mischievous, he's cheeky, but he's infectious in his behaviour, and that desire was, you know, spread amongst the team.
Of course, that draws a line under kind of your involvement for now with the Exiles. How have you enjoyed it?
Great, yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I learnt myself personally from game 1 to game 2. I felt our management grew from game 1 to game 2. And we're certainly wiser for it if it ever comes around again. I'm fortunate I'm in the Rugby League World Cup next year with Samoa, I hope, and I'll take the lessons that I've got from the Exiles camp into that format next year.
You were gutted that you missed the last Exiles game against England through injury. You know, what a way to come back and playing a game like that with some great tries as well.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I was really happy to play this game. It's something which I believe in, and you know, I think there's a long way before it comes to success in this competition over here, and a lot of improvements need to be made. But the fact that we got out here and perform well and show that, you know, we are passionate about representing our countries and you know, taking the trophy, and very, very happy.
I mean, today was all about us. You know, there's a lot of people saying people pulling out and that, but you know, we just took it as another game. It means a lot to us.
Weather does that, you know. It allowed us to showcase the Exiles brand, which is a skillful style of footy. We spoke about representing who we are, and it was always going to be like that, wasn't it? A skillful style. That's how we play.
Well, you know, we're brought up the same way. We've pretty much been taught since we were young the same way. So you know, it's pretty easy to bring it all together.
I think they learned a lot from themselves as well. You know, we were very young side, very inexperienced side. And I think that showed. You know, I think that showed. I mean, we didn't quite start the game, you know, as well as we'd have liked, and we didn't quite get into the groove of it. And you know, we were fighting hard to try and claw our way back into the game, but they were too good for us tonight.
As you said, there were glimpses, and it just seemed to be one of those games where it just wasn't quite to be.
Yeah, one of those frustrating games when you look like you're going to get yourself back on track, and you got to try and put yourself in a better position, but quite quickly we kept conceding. And I thought their halves in particular, and I include Brett Hodgson in that, you know, was. Well, they were very experienced, but they were very clever in what they did tonight.
It was a tough contest out there, you know, and we didn't get everything right, and that showed with the tries they scored. It was a tough game, and unfortunately we didn't get the win.
Got to be pleased with some of the stuff that you did out there tonight. A couple of try-saving tackles, you know, try yourself.
Yeah, I'm happy with my performance, but I think I'd swap that for the win and for the series win.
You've got to be, I guess, true to yourself. Weather does dictate. The first game was very wet and cyclonic, and it suited the English a little bit more than us, and they played the conditions better than us. But on this occasion, I thought that we were skillful and we desired it and we delivered.
Yes, and well done to the Exiles on that victory. Right, let's see some tries, shall we? The pick of the bunch from last weekend in top 5. Try 5 this week, scored by the Leeds Rhinos, started by Rob Burrow through the hands of Maguire. Carl Ablett, playing again in the centres, makes the break. And it's his good mate Burrow who's there to finish it off for Leeds. Number 4 this week, scored by the Salford City Reds. This one came down the right-hand side. Williams with the initial break, the inside pass, and he carries on going to take the offload and power over against Warrington. At 3, the Huddersfield Giants, started by this man, Kevin Brown, with great toes. He is hauled short, but gets the ball away to Luke George. And despite the cover defence, Huddersfield have numbers. It's worked wide, courtesy of Brown. Eden takes a tumble, but as soon as it reaches this man, Danny Brough, you know the outcome. Brough to Cudjoe and Murphy the score. Second best this week, the Wigan Warriors, Jack Murphy. Who needs Sam Tompkins when Murphy can do this? Sam who? Pick of the bunch though, this score by St Helens. It was a terrific break from Pulatua. Melly makes the incision down the middle, then the step. And Jones had work to do, but how's that for power? And a top try. Great try that, wasn't it? Some crackers actually in top 5 this week, and this bloke has scored a fair few special ones during his long career as well. The word legend is oft used really, but I reckon we can get away with it this week in describing the subject of this week's Tweetline.
Hi, I'm Steve Menzies. I'm going to be answering some of your questions, so let's do it. best player. Andrew Johns is the best I've ever played against. I played with him in representative teams, but for a club team, Cliff Lyons is the best I've ever played with. Definitely go back home to Manly and live. I'd like to have some involvement in the club back there. I was born in Manly, played there as junior, so I'm pretty passionate about the club. So some involvement, it'd be good back there, yeah. Yeah, it's disappointing, from one of the, I suppose the powerhouses of the Super League to where they are at the moment. It's, hopefully the players and staff and everyone gets looked after, because it's a sad times for them. But I know that, just going on the support they had when they're trying to raise the initial sum of money, not just Bradford Bulls supporters, but Rugby League supporters, want to see Bradford in the team. So I think, I think there's plenty of support out for them, enough to get them through this tough time, and just be patient and let them rebuild. I don't think they've made them for 15 years, so that's probably a little bit unique. It's one of the older looking headgears. I think there's a countless number of new upgraded versions of different sorts, but I'm just stuck with the old Albion. It's served me well. I look strange wearing different sorts of headgear, other than that silly old Albion, so that's why I've kept it. Only if I'm asked to wear it, but no, I've never slept in it, or no, I don't think I've ever. I put it on joking. Some of the boys like to wear it in the change room sometimes. They have a bit of a laugh, but they all look silly in it. I think I just love playing. I've loved playing since I was 6. Getting up and doing all the training. I think the older you get, there's always new kids coming along and keep pushing you to work harder and stay on top of your game and keep competing. I'm a pretty competitive person by nature, so just that day in day out training is always a game, or that's sort of what drives me, and I just love playing, so it makes it easy.
So Widnes moved off the foot of the Super League table after that terrific victory over the Castleford Tigers on Monday night. They'll be bidding, of course, to make it back-to-back victories. As St Helens arrive here, Director of Rugby Paul Cullen with me. Nice, easy backup game, isn't it, against Saints?
Well, it's the one that we want. It's the one that we're ready for. It's a local derby, and it's against a very, very good side. So hopefully, we actually think we may be able to put the same 17 players out on 2 weeks in a run. I think we're round 20-ish. So that just kind of shows you how difficult we've had it all the way through. Consistency is very, very important in any professional sport, and certainly is in Super League. And for us to put the same, fullback, standoff, scrum half, hooker, loose forward out is remarkable by our efforts so far this year.
Looking around this very impressive gym, we've got the signs up there. Discipline is everything. The will before the skill over there. This is exactly what you have to do at a club like Widnes to compete with the bigger clubs in Super League.
Without doubt, it's about building an environment. We know that we couldn't afford the best team in Super League. And we're reminded on an hourly basis because of the nonsense that now has become the Bradford Bulls. It's an absolute scandal what has been allowed to happen to that great club. But they've got a team that they can't afford. Widnes have got a team that they deserve, because that's what we can afford. So it's about building an environment for the long term. And yes, we have had some heavy defeats. They've even been called embarrassing. But Warrington have been beaten by 50 this year. I think so have Leeds, so have St Helens. And if we think we've been away for 6 years, that's £7.2 million. All our competitors have had to invest in their infrastructure that we've not had. It's like fighting the Klitschko brothers with both your arms tied behind your back. It's a massive uphill struggle, but we think we're doing it the right way. That's going to be the long and the hard way, but nevertheless the right way for us.
If the season ended now and you went into the headmaster's office, to assess the season? What would the conversation be like?
I think we'd go in there and lead with, we're a little bit disappointed we haven't won 2 more games. We were, I think, the far better side when we were beaten by the Catalan Dragons not too long ago. We're winning the game past the hour. We have a player sin-binned and then lose 2 players on a stretcher or on stretchers in that 10-minute period, and they got a couple of tries and went away with it. We were a fraction away from beating the Catalan Dragons, and we went down in the last second against the London Broncos. We just simply didn't have a strong enough bench because of injuries and the strength of our squad to hold on. We think we're 4 points short. And if you consider that we're on 8 points, that could be a very, very healthy return for our investment so far this year.
And a lot of those points has actually come from beating some of the big teams. So how do you now go about beating St Helens?
Well, hopefully in the same way that we beat Wigan and that we beat the Huddersfield Giants, and that's given of our very, very best from the start to the end. Our discipline has to be of a higher standard, but we've seen that. Even though we were heavily beaten at Wigan not too long ago, I thought our defensive structure was very good. We had some alarming individual errors within the structure, but the structure was still sound, and players are getting confident from that. So. When people talk in terms of recruitment, we kind of swept up last year, and we've lost for reasons. Our 2 highest paid and best players, we've moved them on. So we just got to get that together and actually get some reward for all the pain that we've taken so far this year. The players are rallying behind the kickings that we've had.
Paul, the very best of luck against St Helens. We wish you well. Good to speak to you. The very best of luck as well, of course, to Saints. You can catch plenty more build-up and preview, loads of facts and figures ahead of that game and after the game as well. All the reaction up on the Super League website. I'll see you next week.